Hello. I don't know how many people are here, but hey, there are so many people here. Oh my God, a lot of freelancers. Yes, self-employed people is freelancers. Hello, people. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, Vancouver, Canada. Oh my God, okay. Hello. Okay, so I'm trying to finish. I have a PPT for you guys, and I'm going to introduce myself when I start the PPT. But I just want to get a lot of Q&As also, so that I can actually answer a lot of questions that you have, rather than just me, talking continuously. So I'll start the presentation, and you can start putting in your Q&A sessions, like the Q&As, so that we can, after the PPT is over, yeah, we can just have a heart-to-heart conversation about the whole freelancing world, design world, creative world. So yeah, let's go. I'll try and share my screen. Okay, we have a lot of people. Great. So hello. I hope you can see my screen. Um, because I cannot see what you guys are typing in. But hello, everybody. Hello, my name is Maitreyee Kalaskar. I am an independent or a freelance art director, designer, and an illustrator. And oh, I'll hide this. I don't know if you can see this, but yeah. So yeah, independent freelance. It sounds cool, right? And today my topic is about working with big brands as a freelancer. So I'm going to cover about what freelancing is, about how you can get into freelancing, how I got into freelancing, and how I started networking with people, getting big brands to work with me, getting even small brands to work with me, and how you can leverage work, how you can connect with your connect with your potential clients. And yeah, so this is our topic for today. And I hope you guys are excited as much as I am, because most of the times I've always taken sessions for how to become a freelancer, or just contracts and the insider thing of it. So the clients that I've worked with are Budweiser, Hoegaarden, Samsung, ADPList, the biggest client of all. I've worked with UCLA, I've worked with KraveBeauty, I've worked with Bazana, and many more. So before you guys ask me what I've done for ADPList, so we are here at BeMore Festival. I'm so excited because the whole branding, launch videos, animation, the NFT design, and everything is done by me. And two other collaborators that I got in for animation and video editing for that. And I'm going to soon post it online so that you can see their work also, the people I've collaborated with for the ADP listing. But yeah, I've done the whole branding and I'm so excited for it. Um, but yeah, so let's start. Like how to get amazing clients, right? For example, for Budweiser and Hoegaarden, I'm just jumping right into it because we don't have much time. So for Budweiser and Hoegaarden, I've done the whole art direction for a lot of their campaigns for the last 2 months or something. They were doing the whole art of drinking campaign worldwide, and also did illustration because I'm an illustrator. I've done some social media art direction for the Who Garden, even Corona beer. So it was really fun doing that. I've also worked with Samsung. It was last year. I was a storyboarding artist and also art director, and there were so many amazing CGI designers and artists that I got to direct and I got to work with. So for Samsung, I did that. This whole project is on my Behance, so you can go and check it out. I also worked for UCLA. I also directed. I worked with them. I still work with them for the last 2 years or 3 years or something. I directed one of their TV commercials for UCLA. It was really fun. It was the whole animation thing. I don't know if you can see it now. I've done illustrations for their websites. I've done illustrations for their social media when pandemic was happening, and Pfizer was coming out and everything. Done that. So a lot of brands more like that. The thing is, what is freelancing? Because when I started freelancing about 4 or 5 years ago, like full-time freelancing, it was so hard for me to get into it, and I didn't understand what freelancing is and how to, how to maneuver just everything, the route, what I want and what I want to do. So a freelancer or freelance worker is a self-employed person who earns money by providing services to multiple clients. So, for example, I started out as a identity designer. I used to design logos, brand identity systems, visual language for a lot of companies. Then I went into illustration, and now I'm art directing a lot of stuff. So these are my services, and that's how I provide these services under my own name, and I'm self-employed, like a lot of people you are. I'm self-employed. So yeah, that's what I do, and I provide my services to multiple clients, individuals, companies, and it's really fun. So yeah, it sounds simple, right? And to be very honest, it is simple. I mean, maybe because when I got into freelancing, it was this like the amount of clients you want to start working with, it all tracks back to why you actually got into freelancing, right? For when I got into freelancing, I was working 9 to 5 in an amazing agency. It was a very small agency, and they used to work with so many international clients for identity systems, even expose exhibitions in Spain and everything. And I worked there for 2 years. Um, it was a complete 9 to 5 job. The thing was, I was doing a lot of stuff there. I was being a generalist, I was doing identity systems, content like marketing collaborations and packaging and motion graphics, advertisements, billboard design, poster design, and everything you can name under design. I've done everything. So the thing is, this helped me understand what I like to work on. So whenever I am working as an art director with a lot of designers, CGI artists, designers, animators, I have done all of these things, and that's why I know how technical it is, and I can direct them that way. And I absolutely loved working in every field, but most importantly, I understood what I didn't like to work on. And that was something that was very important for me, and it should be very important for you, because if we don't understand what we don't like to work on, and if we for some reason just advertise ourselves, right, because we want to get clients, and we advertise ourselves in the space that we don't want to work in, it's not going to work out, because you're not going to put 100% of your efforts into it, because in the end you don't like doing it. So doing both, like understanding what you like to work on and not work on. So understanding both of this is very important. If if you are just starting out and you don't know how to understand this, I would really suggest for you to start exploring as many fields as you can. Being a designer, we have so many fields to get onto, like you can go identity systems, graphic design, UI UX, illustration, photography, motion graphics, 3D artists, CGI. Just start exploring. And the thing is, this is not going to go to waste. So for example, when I started out, um, I was a generalist. I was completely a generalist, and I used to do every single thing. And it helps me now as an art director when I'm working on bigger projects. I know the technical, logical aspects of what people are working with me and under me on these projects. So start exploring so that you can understand what you like to work on and what you don't like to work on. The thing was, I was working when I was doing my 9 to 5. I was working on very random projects every single day, like a generalist, and there was no consistency in that. And I was making far too less. I think you have heard the term, right? That freelancers um, earn like a bit more than 9 to 5, but it is completely up to you. If you Because being a freelancer, everything is unstable. 9 to 5 brings the stability to you, but in freelancing, if you are really passionate about it and if you market yourself really good, you can make really good money out of it. So don't worry about it. It's a stable life. It's just that you have to make stable, for yourself. And in my 9 to 5, there was no creative outlet. It was specifically the clients who wanted it in a very specific way, in a very specific creative way that they already had. I didn't feel very creative when I was in my 9 to 5. and there was this fixed creative process. There was no wiggle room because that agency was doing it for 20 years or something the same way, and you cannot come and change everything that they do, especially as a junior designer or a graphic designer. And they had very same clients, and I really love when I can explore more, and I can do more things, because as a freelancer you have that awesome freedom, right? That epic freedom that you can work on as many clients as you like. And this was one of the reasons that my passion burnt out, because I didn't get to work with different types of clients, different types of work, different types of creative outlets, experimentations with software, hardware. I don't know. I just didn't feel like I was creating anything. It felt very mundane, and I don't think designers can work that way, because we need something new. We need to experiment more. And my passion just burnt out for design, and I knew it was it. And I finally made the transition. So this journey is was very important to me, to understand what type of clients I actually wanted to bring in. And when this happened, I already had this idea of working with bigger clients, because I was doing the same thing with my 9 to 5 early on. And when I started freelancing, I really, really wanted to work with big clients. So this process was very hard for me, and the transition was very hard for me to go from 9 to 5 to getting my own clients. So um, how to get to work with amazing clients that you'd be proud to work on, right? You should be proud as a designer that you have worked with these people on these projects, and you've put all your hard work, blood, sweat, and tears for it. So before you dive into getting clients, think about what you'd like to work on. I mean, here we come down to niche, right? Niche. Finding your niche, that is very important. As I told you, I was a generalist. I used to do all sorts of things, but sometimes when you are just starting out as a freelancer, if you keep doing all these things, it is going to be very hard for you to narrow down into a couple of things which you can be really good at, and that can be your specialty, and people can come to you for those. um, so understanding your niche, and few of the fields that you want to work inside, so that you can be really good at it and grow in it, so that you are just not doing every single thing in that field, because then you're not going to earn your own name into the field, right? So if you have heard about amazing designers, like really top designers, I think you know what they work for. Like very very specifically, um, like Lisa Condon, she is an illustrator. Like Michael Beru, he's a top of Pentagram, and he's an identity designer. So you have to understand what your specialty is. That doesn't mean you have to, say get lost to other skills that you have. You can still use it for your specialty, but you can still be a generalist. So you have to understand your niche, and then you can market yourself that way. So be a generalist who can also be a specialist. That is always my first mantra for sure. Build a portfolio for your type of clients and start networking. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast, but I just want to finish this as soon as possible, so that we can, just start conversating and I can just answer your questions. Um, so yeah, be a generalist who can also be a specialist. If you are a graphic designer, like in identity systems, logo design, packaging, and all of that, um, and you also love doing illustrations like me, then I also kind of pitch when I'm doing brand identity, like systems, logos, and everything. I pitch them my illustrations so that they can use it for their packaging design. They can use it for their website. So that way you get to work on the things that you love, apart from your specialty, but you also get to work on something that you're really good at. And building a portfolio for your type of clients, meaning the type and the field of industry you want to go in. So, for example, if you want to go into FMCG, like drinks and foods and all of that, like Budweiser, Hoegaarden, Coca-Cola, Paperboat, all of that, I think you have to build your portfolio or your concept projects that way, so that that type of clients get attracted to your work. If they see your work already done into it, um, they can visualize it, you working for their brand. Um, so yeah, that's that. And start networking. I mean, I know that sounds simple, but networking is just not just going to some some networking event and just say, hi, my name is Maitreyee, and I do this. That's not networking. Networking takes the longest amount of time. I'll circle back to that afterwards on how you can do that. But um, networking nowadays has a very weird um, mindset of just going onto LinkedIn and just sending the connection request. That doesn't do it. Trust me, I have done that. It doesn't work. I'll give you some tips on how you can start networking to get good clients. Um, Start leveraging your work. Don't be shy. I did this. I was very shy on leveraging my work. And being designers or being artists, we usually try and hide behind our work, right? You have to put yourself out there. You have to put your work out there. You can't just be like, this is my work. They'll judge if they like it or not. But the thing is, like, that way you're not going to get any clients. And nowadays, because of the internet, everyone is online, and you have so much competition that uh, that the cost of being shy is just going to take you down. So start leveraging your work. For example, what I did was I started working with UCLA 2 years back, 3 years back. Oh my God, 3 years back. And I used to do illustrations and directions for them. A lot of I have done some designs also for them. Um, and when I got to do illustrations and art direction for one of their commercial, um, I got uh, the Samsung client for storyboarding because they saw my illustrations. So I leveraged that for another project. And I told them that I can do the art direction. I did my research, I did some courses, and I understood. I went to some art directors. Learning is a huge part of getting big brands because big brands really, really just trust on you on working on big projects because they need everything like 1 to 100 just perfect. So I leveraged that with Samsung. And when I was hired as a freelance art director for Oliver Agency, I worked with AB and Bev clients, which is Budweiser, Corona, Hoegaarden, Sante, and all of that. I worked as an art director mainly, and also did some illustrations. Um, so leveraging these works uh, throughout your year slowly, it's completely fine. Slowly and show your quality of work, show how good you are as a person. I've seen a lot of people who have really, really amazing work, like 100 times better than what I do. But just because they are shy, they cannot get out there. So don't be shy. Your work can be like 100 times better than me, but you are just not getting approached by people just because you're shy. Get your work out there. Don't be shy because let me tell you, big agencies or big companies are always looking for fresh talent. So there's no less work in the pond for there's work for all of us. So don't worry about that. They don't know you exist. Show them that you do. Because to be very honest, as I said, on the internet there is every single one is online, right? They don't know that you exist. So how can you fill that gap in? um, the thing is you have to start networking, and when I say networking, you have to also put yourself out there. It just doesn't come to like hi hello. For me, networking is not that. It is also about posting your work online, interacting with other designers on their work, asking about how they work on this, and not just oh give me work or give me money or whatever. You just have to genuinely interact with a lot of people, and you have to be so alive in the community that they know that you exist. um, because let me tell you, they are one click away from going to another designer. Trust me, they have so many options out there. So you have to show them that you exist and you have the solutions for their problems. So in the end, I would like to tell you how to reach your potential big brand clients. It can sound a bit intimidating on how to reach them because like oh big brands, they don't have time for us, or I don't think they check emails, which is partly true. But to be very honest, like big brands and companies are always looking for fresh talents and new creative people to work with because they want to keep their look fresh, their visual language fresh. So they are always looking for something to tweak, every single time, keeping it on trend, maybe giving it a fresher look. It's like your haircut. you know. So just just tell them that you're out there. The thing is, what you can do is cold emailing or networking. Now I'll explain what this means. So cold emailing is the hardest form of communication. I completely understand. I have done that, but trust me, it works. um, there is no formal relationship there, right? Because you're just sending an email saying, "Hi, I'm Maitreyee Kalaskar. I am an art director, freelance art director, an illustrator. I can do da 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 for you, and if you really want to work with me, just reach out to me. Maybe we can get on a call." This is like a cold email. Maybe you are. So I reached out to one of my clients like this 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and I'm still working with them like every single month. And trust me, it works. It's just that you have to be very genuine about it. Um, the next thing is networking. Networking is something that is very stereotypical nowadays. Like thought about it in a way that just going to a networking event, having a tag of your name, and just saying hi to every single person. That's not networking. It doesn't work that way. I mean, it might, but the ratio is pretty less. um, for you, networking is like creating your work family, creating your online family. And with family, you know every single thing about them, and to know every single thing about them, you have to do your own research, you have to ask questions, you have to invest time in it. And this is one of the best ways to build a relationship. I have gotten most of my big clients just by networking. um, Networking shouldn't be like online dating, left, right swipes, and that's it. No, networking nowadays is putting your time in for months, saying hi, saying hello, understanding how they work on their projects, how you work on your projects, maybe inviting them for a coffee, just going to their office just to visit. It's a slow build of a relationship. And the thing is like gaining trust, right? Your friends will tell you a secret when they gain trust. Same with the brand, whoever you want to work with. And once they understand that you can handle their brand, they will definitely come to you. You know, and the last advice, which is really, like, really, really important advice, and this has given me the most amount of clients. And you might think that this is a very, uh, like common advice, but a lot of us don't think about it that way. Be genuine. How many times have you just sent, copy pasted a lot of cover letters, a lot of emails, copy pasted? Because that's not genuine. That's just a template that you are sending them. So, for example, I'll give you a good template right here, right now, how you can customize that for other clients. So, let's say, for example, you have to reach out to, let's say, Wacom, like the tablet, the graphic tablet Wacom, or Nike. You have to cold email them. And how you can be genuine about it is, let's say, welcome. You can say, "Oh, hi, I'm an illustrator and a graphic designer. I've been using the Wacom One tablet," which is true. I still have my Wacom One tablet. I've been using that for like 8 years since my college. I absolutely love it. I have also used the companion tablet that you have. Um, I've used that for like 2 years or something, and I genuinely love illustrating on that. I saw the campaign that you did like a year ago, which is dash dash dash, and I absolutely love that campaign. I see that you also collaborate with these designers, these illustrators. Um, I would genuinely love to work on this sort of thing that you do every single year. I would love to be a part of it, like you did last year. You have to be very specific, and as if you are speaking like heart to heart to them. Be very genuine and trust me. Trust me, big brands love this, like genuinely love this. Be very genuine about it. Trust me about this. For example, if you're going for Nike, for example, I said a lot of illustrators work with Nike, and I've seen a lot of illustrators or talked with a lot of illustrators who have worked with Nike or YouTube or all of these brands. They are very genuine about it. They send their illustrations for free sometimes to the marketing heads of like YouTube or Nike or I don't know, Google or Apple or whatever, so that, whenever I look up, I have someone's illustration up here who they sent me, and oh, let me go and reach them out. The thing is, you have to be on top of their list. Whenever they think of illustration, design, packaging, photography, you have to be on the top of their list. And that can happen with consistency and genuinity. Like you have to be genuinely a good person. The thing is, you have to also do your own research for all of this, right? About brands that you're approaching. Bigger brands have higher stakes. You cannot have whatever you feel like it, just go into it. It's not a startup. They have a certain layout done for so many years. So you have to do your own research and approach them that way. So you have to know their strong points, their weak points, what has worked with them in the past, what has not worked with them in the past, what you can experiment with them together. You can also show them like some concept projects that they can customize for themselves so that they can visualize it. You have to show them how you can help them in the end, and you have to prove that. You can't just send a cold email without your portfolio, right? So you have to prove that you're really good at what you do. Um, and be the person who solves their problems. Big companies equals to big problems. Trust me on that. And genuinely, these people are literally looking for someone who can just solve their problems. And if you are one of them, they are not going to have second thoughts about it because they already have so much funding that they don't even mind hiring 2 collaborators or 3 collaborators or 10 collaborators. But they really just want someone who can solve their problems. And if you are showcasing all of this in your resume, or past client is vouching for you, or testimonials, like get testimonials from your clients that you're leveraging with for the big brands. Solve their problems, and show it to them, like prove them, show them that why they should hire you, why they should be working with you. You have to be very, very genuine about this. And yeah, thank you. I really wanted to keep it as slow and as to the point as I can, because this is, to be very honest, like a huge topic. And you can, yeah, any days I do a lot of, um, I think, Instagram lives and all with a lot of designers and illustrators. And I usually handle a lot of these questions at that time. You can just, maybe ask me questions directly on my Instagram, or just email it to me, and I'll definitely, um, you know, stop presenting. Wait, hold on. Let's get into, okay, now I can see what you have uh, commented. So yeah, let's take some questions, shall we? Okay, what according to you is a good freelance platform for beginners? Fiverr, Upwork, or your own brand website? I I do not vouch for Fiverr or Upwork because mostly it's not for the quality that you're giving. It's mostly for the amount of money it's been selling for. Um, there are some clients that are good on Fiverr and Upwork. I mean, if you are just starting out, you don't know how to get clients, that can be a good way to just start building up your portfolio. But in the end, I would really, really suggest that you start on your own. Get it from LinkedIn. Dribble is great. Behance is great. Behance has helped me get a lot of clients from there. And your own website doesn't help. It's a good way to have your portfolio presented, because to go to your website, they have to have your web like URL, right? Um, so sometimes Behance can give suggestions to clients that these designers fit in your work. Dribble also does that. LinkedIn does that because of hashtags. Instagram does that. Social media is great to get your first clients. So put yourself out there. Fiverr and Upwork, I've never worked through them, but yeah, they're mostly price oriented. So yeah. Yeah, next, what are the difficulties faced freelance, especially working with big brands? I'll tell you what, big brands have very specific requirements from freelancers because they are big brands, right? They don't want to be too political. Like most of the brands, they don't want to be too political, or they want to have what do you call it, inclusivity, uh, racial, community wise, everything. There are very, very specific things that they do. And sometimes getting every single thing in your own design illustration can be tough in the beginning, but once you understand that code in your head, it would be very easy for you to maneuver your way or get the route in your way whenever you work with all of this. But yeah, Do you post your rates? Do you charge by hour or per project? So I usually charge flat rates because that is pretty easy. Per hour doesn't work because as you are a professional designer, you're pretty quick with softwares, you're pretty quick with your ideas, you know what would work for them. And a junior designer might take a month to create the best identity for a company, but because of my experience, I might just take a week. So that doesn't mean I should be getting paid less, right? And when you're charging also per hour, if you're, let's say, if you're a pro designer and you're charging per hour $200 or $4,000 per hour or something, the thing is, client always expects what you're doing per minute or per hour because that's how their money are going. So I personally just prefer flat rates, 50% advance, or you can have like slots in advance, um, so that you can actually concentrate on the work, on the designs, on the solution rather than price, because, uh, yeah, concentrating on price won't get you quality work in. So, yeah, great. Next, where do big companies start looking when they need to hire freelancers? Behance and LinkedIn. LinkedIn is has always been the go-to for HRs, any sort of HRs for big companies, um, and for you guys to start. Even for me, what I do is start putting out your work that you want to work in. So, for example, you want to work with logo designs, right? If you want to work in packaging, push your packaging posts on LinkedIn, on Behance, on Dribble with the right hashtags, with the right amount of good presentation, with the right amount of article. Trust me, people are reading it. But don't just be once a week or once a month. Be consistent about it. And if you're not posting your articles on, let's say you don't have that much work going on right now, you can start interacting with other designers, maybe the senior designers of the companies that you want to work with. Connect with them, whatever they are posting, start commenting. The thing is, like, you have to be in the loop um, continuously so that they have you in their mind whenever they need you. So that, would you mind sharing with us your not so good experiences as a freelancer? That would be revisions. For any designer, I think it's revisions because sometimes I understand. See, the client is not a designer, so it is very hard for you to convince them that whatever solution that you have given is not just decorational purposes, right? It's not decoration, it's solution. And I sometimes understand that um, this specific design is going to work because of these pros and cons, and making them understand it is very hard because for them they are always thinking about profits, right, for their company, because design is not their forte. So understanding, like pitching these designs, making them understand why the design that you have pitched is a good, can sometimes be a little iffy. um, but I think you have to do a really good job in communication. The Brand Gap is a good book that you can read. The Brand Gap is an amazing book that you can read. There's one other book that is the Creative Strategy, The Business of Design. The book is really great. You guys can start reading that. I think that will help you a lot. What work environment do you prefer? Working for big brands or smaller companies, and why? I try and keep it balanced so that because sometimes big brands can give me a different type of stress. Um, they have schedules for the next 2 months, for the past last 2 months, so it can be very a lot of things going on because with huge brands like Budweiser, Hoegaarden, Corona, and all of those, even UCLA, we were working with for UCLA, we were working with Lakers team, the, the the sports team, and for Budweiser there was a campaign for FIFA and all of that, and it's like far ahead in the future, and you have to be so present, and because there are higher stakes there, right? So sometimes I take work, then I take like startups, so that I get the creative output because there is like a clean slate and I get to do everything from start. And so I try and keep it balanced, so that I don't get exhausted in one sort of a way, and I get to create a lot of things together. So yeah, what is the hardest part about freelancing with such big brands, and how do you create contracts? Oof. I've taken a lot of sessions, a lot of what do you call it? Lives and talks about how to make contracts just on the thing on contract, like the subject on contracts, which is pretty hard. I don't know if I can tell everything right now, but be very sure about contracts. You can get a contract online. Um, um, and just maybe, but be very careful on how many revisions you're putting in the contract. And after, like, let's say 3 revisions or 4 revisions or 2 revisions, you're charging them more, or they have to pay you 50% to book, 50% advance to book you as a designer for this project, and deadlines. And be very sure, because clients will find a good way to, just find a good loop out of it. So be very sure about the contracts. What advice do you have for introvert designers who are more shy to show their work? If you don't believe me, I am a introvert. I can stay in my house for a month and I won't care. Um, but I think it's like a forced habit now for me to become an ambivert, or a forced introvert or extrovert. Sorry. The thing is, you have to be that, because if you don't reach out to anybody, big brands already have a lot of designers applying to them. So in the end, it's you. You have to push yourself, get yourself out of the box. Trust me, after like a huge meeting days that I have, meeting people I have, I need like a couple of days just for me, because I cannot, you know how being introvert is. But trust me, you have to push yourself out there. They're not gonna come to you, because you have to go to them. uh, I know it's a sad truth, but you have to push yourself, and it's completely fine, because you want your design to, be out there and work with amazing brands. So, yeah, it's a small price that you have to pay for that. So, yeah, I think we have still about a couple of 5, 6 minutes more, right? Um, okay, all right. So I'll just go through some things. Yeah, someone just commented I could stay inside my house for months also. Hey, high five! Freelancers for life. Trust me. Um, yeah, it's a bit awkward. I really hope you guys enjoyed this session. I really had to just be on point and just, go through like very speedily from the whole PPT, but I'm just hoping that I gave some good points. The pace was good. Oh, okay, great. Uh, and yeah, I'll just go through your comments because it's really fun to see. There are so many people here, man. Okay, I think, yeah. Oh my God, we finished. We finished pretty good. Yeah. Oh, you're welcome. I hope we can do more sessions like this. I would really love to give more. I have a lot of resources, a lot of resources. I would love to share it with you guys one day. And it's something that I really want you guys to not suffer from things that I have, um, and you know, just make it a bit better, even 1% better. So, yeah. All right. Thank you so much for joining. And I think the time is up. I will share my resources soon. Follow me on my Instagram. I'm always sharing resources there. So, yeah, see you guys there soon. And thank you for joining. And yeah.